Hey everybody, I've decided I'm going to try to weekly vlog this week. We'll see what happens. So it is July 29th, it's about noon on Monday, and last week was kind of chaotic and weird. I'm trying to get my car fixed, and my cat apparently might have asthma, and what else is going on? Buffering. Yeah, so last week was kind of chaotic. Hopefully this week I figure all these things out and things will calm down. But so far what has happened today is I needed to make sure to be here and aware of when the post office got here because we got an inhaler delivered for the cat and I had to sign off on it. They wouldn't leave it without a signature. Makes sense. We had to order it from we didn't have to. We ordered it from a pharmacy in Canada because it was like much cheaper, but it took a lot longer to get here, obviously. And so I've been on notice for that. And then last week I somehow missed a call from somebody who wanted to interview me for a job I applied for. We were at the state fair on Friday night and I was looking at my voicemails and the voicemail. What? Clover, what? Where are you? I don't think she likes that I'm not paying attention to her. Where are you? In the bathroom. Okay. She probably found a spider or something. Anyway, so yeah, I saw I had a missed call from someone for a job I had applied for that I would like to be interviewed for, so I had to call her back today and leave a voicemail, so hopefully we can figure that out. My phone's been doing a lot of weird stuff lately, and then I have an important phone call in about an hour. I'm not going to talk about it more than that, but it is pretty important. And then this week I need to get my car somehow fixed to pass smog. So in California, you get your car checked every other year for smog emissions, but nowadays they don't actually check your literal emissions. They just check really that your computer that is supposed to diagnose any emissions issues is working. And I got my battery replaced last year because I left a light on in my car after a long day and killed the battery. And I guess because the battery died, now the emissions computers don't have enough data to do whatever they need to do to pass smog. So I have an appointment with a mechanic on Wednesday. This is a car I'm trying to get rid of, by the way. I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to give it to my sister, but it can't be operable past September if it doesn't pass smog, so. And it runs just fine. It's just the dumb computer, so that's fun. Sorry to start this on a very stressy note, but this is my life right now. So I just fed Clover and Evie, my two cats. They get a lunchtime meal when we're home. And let me show you the cat inhaler. You're like, that's a really small cat. How the heck do you get her to take an inhaler? It seems like she wouldn't like that. Somebody thought of that. Somebody thought of that and came up with a solution. So let's show you that. So, sorry, the microwave's going off. So, pardon the messy pantry. This is one thing we had to buy. It's called the Arrow Cat. It's got a little like valve on it to show you that the medication, your cat's actually inhaling it. So you put this little mask over them. I've been training her on this for the last 2 weeks because it's taken a long time for the actual inhalable steroid to come through. But yeah, so far she's not like afraid of it. So the Arrow Cat was the easy thing to get. You just buy it on Chewy. The actual steroid for inhalation, this is very expensive, first of all. And so that's why we opted with a Canadian pharmacy upon a tip from our vet. But it took like 2 weeks for them to get the prescription and then to ship it out here and all that stuff. But it's here now, so this is what I had to wait with bated breath for the post office to deliver today because I had to sign for it. I love our mail woman, she's great. But I did have to kind of like be on alert for that. So we will start this tonight and see if this helps. Our cat has been like wheezing almost every other day lately. So we'll try this for a couple weeks and see if it works. Fridge, we're on day 70 of her post FIP treatment observation. I kept this whiteboard up Sorry, the microwave beeps a lot because I tend to keep stuff in it. Yeah, so I would keep track of her medication here. So the last day she got medication was actually on 5/20, I think. It's 7/29 today. We're at day 70 out of 84, which means we are so close, but so far to being done with this. So I'm hoping that the inhaler works on her asthma, because then that means it's asthma, which is not related to this. But we're just gonna have to take it one day at a time. Little cat though, she like runs around so much, even with like losing her, having a coughing fit every now and then. Isn't that right? She's so defiant, but so adorable. She's been sleeping near me in bed lately. It's been really cute. I love eating lunch when I decided to pick up the camera, so this is my leftover Hawaiian barbecue from yesterday. Cool. So that's one thing I've been dealing with this week, is trying to make sure that we finally get Clover's asthma medication so that we can get that started and figure out by process of elimination if that's the problem. She has like no fluid around her lungs or heart or anything, which is good. So when my husband's home, I'm pretty sure he's really annoyed with me when I won't take my thing out of the microwave. Anyway, but there is the cat most likely has asthma. So anyway, I'm dealing with that. And then the other thing I'm dealing with is my car. So I've had a Hyundai Sonata for 10 years. I just realized I bought it 10 years ago. So 2006. And we have 3 cars right now, which is like too many cars. Maybe not for some people. So anyway, we're out here in my garage because I'm trying to get rid of this car because my husband came back in here because I think my neighbor was in the neighboring garage and I didn't want to sound insane. So anyway, my husband got a different car from his parents last year, and so ever since then we've had 3 cars. And it's been helpful with moving and stuff because we moved in January, but I've been holding on to that car that's out in the garage since January because my sister wanted to buy it off of me, but she's been away at school. So finally, we come to an agreement, and then I go to get it smog checked, and it fails smog, and I'm like, just because of the computer issue. So yeah, like I said, I have a diagnostic because I've been trying to just drive it around to reset the computer for the last week, and it's not working. So I need a professional. So yeah, I went to DMV last week and got a temporary permit so that it's street legal because my registration did expire last week. I don't normally procrastinate this much with smog checks, but this year has been wild, and I've been dealing with Clover and trying to find more employment and like all this stuff. So the car has not been a priority, but now it kind of has to be. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure our neighbors were in their garage, or at least one of them were. And it's not like a neighbor situation where I never talk to them. We are friends with our neighbors. That's why we moved in here. So if I act weird ever like this, then it has repercussions. Not really. I'm sure they wouldn't care, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm normal. So anyway, that's it for now. Yeah, I have that phone call in like 50 minutes, and then I might be able to relax. Except I'm gonna be like obsessively checking my phone to make sure that the person for that job interview hasn't called me. I had an interview a couple of weeks ago for a different job, and then I never heard from them again, unfortunately. So, which I feel like let me know how you feel about this, but I feel like usually if I'm getting the results I want from an interview or not, I usually know in my heart, like right after the interview. And like after that job interview, I did not feel like I was going to get a call back. So, whereas for the job I currently have, like my temporary part-time job teaching, I felt like the interview went well, and I felt like I was going to hear from them. I was still surprised when I heard from them that they actually wanted me to teach for them, but I had like a gut feeling that it actually went well. That's usually how I feel if I'm going to really get the job. So I don't know. If you're new here, I teach English at a community college. I used to teach English at a state university, but then we moved, and I do have applications in for state universities here, but I haven't heard from them. So I think community colleges are going to be the better bet for me right now. But anyway, I'm going to chill for a little bit and then dial into my phone call, and then I'll check back in with you later. Okay, done with that phone call. It stressed me out a little bit, even though it was very low stakes, but I'm not on the phone much anymore with my teaching career. When I was in journalism, like, most of my life was phone calls, and so I kind of had to get over the millennial phobia of making phone calls. Like, if I had just had to make an appointment for something simple, like, I don't care anymore. It doesn't bug me at all. But when it's something like a little more complex, it stresses me out just a bit. But for the most part, like, as a teacher, as a lecturer, like, I never am on the phone, like, ever. So I'm out of practice. But anyway, that is done now. What I'm realizing, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. On that note, if you're watching my channel for the first time, I am on summer break. I tried to teach summer classes, but they didn't need anybody, so I am fun employed right now. Except the summer has really not been fun. Not yet, anyway. Anyway, if you watch my Plan With Me videos, you know, you've heard me mention that we had tomato plants sprout up like a month or two ago, almost 2 months ago, in our backyard. And I think we finally have like 2 tomatoes that we might harvest them tonight. Like, I'm gonna show you. Like, look. We actually have tomatoes. This is wild. I get to enjoy these, and I did not plant them. I feel like this is such a Sacramento thing to, like, just randomly have agriculture in your backyard that you didn't plant. We have like that private patio area, but our house like literally backs right up to a big apartment building. And the weather's been a lot nicer the last couple days, like in the high 80s at the most, instead of like 110. So the people in the apartments have their windows open, and I heard some guy like coughing and washing dishes near the window, and I'm like, hopefully he doesn't hear me talking to myself. But at the same time, I am in my own backyard. Like, I can do what I want there within reason, including talk to myself. So anyway, I don't know, it's a little weird, but I'm glad people are enjoying having the windows open, because at night I am for sure. Like, this break in the heat has been amazing this week. Okay, I feel like bugging Evie just a little bit because she woke us up at like the crack of dawn this morning. So let's say hi to Evie, who is soundly sleeping. Hey. Hey, Chica. Hey. Did you wake me up this morning? Did you wake us up super extra early this morning and it was not necessary? Are you the softest cat though, so I'm only gonna kind of bug you for it? I love you. You naughty cat. She's been like on a rampage in the mornings lately. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. She's like, I don't care. Okay, bye. So we are going to Mexico City in the fall for a friend's wedding. So I have actually been trying to make it a daily habit to be on Duolingo to refresh my memory on Spanish, because I took like a few years in high school and a whole year in college and aced it, and that was a long time ago. So I gotta refresh my memory because I don't use it on a regular basis. And so I've been practicing. I've actually been really enjoying it. Basically, I just go until I run out of my lives for the day, like the little hearts, because that's as far as you can go without paying for it. And that's where I'm at. So I apologize in advance for my horrible accent. But that's why we're practicing. I am currently in the middle of section 2, so we got plenty to go. We got tennis racket girl. Let's do it. Yo quiero una camisa. They said I got it right.
Este sombrero.
But we know the accent is terrible. We know. Este sombrero.
Una chaqueta azul.
Una chaqueta azul? I honestly couldn't remember what they said there. I'm good at reading and writing new languages. I'm terrible at speaking. I made no mistakes in this lesson, allegedly. I will say the software people behind Duolingo definitely studied which dings and which like noises would like scratch the itch in your brain, the need for accomplishment. Like it is so satisfying when you get something right on Duolingo. Anyway. So yeah, before or when I first started this, I was just like getting to this point and then quitting for the day, but now I like get to my streak and then continue until I can't continue anymore because I've gotten too many things wrong. So I don't know. If there's a better way to learn languages than Duolingo, let me know. I just thought this would be a good place to start, and it's free, or at least the version that I am using is free. So, and I've already learned this language before, so it is like a lot of refreshing my memory. Although I don't think I'm going to need to talk about shirts and skirts and dresses when I go to my friend's wedding, but you never know. It's coming up on 6 o'clock, which means it's almost dinner time for these girls, so we're going to try and get some of the crazy out with this makeshift wand toy. This feather is not supposed to be attached to this. This is its own toy, but the attachment to our other wand, it broke after like a week. Sorry, I keep showing the litter box today. I apologize. But I tied it to this other wand toy that they've been getting bored with, and this is how we've been making do. Feather toys are excellent, but they break so easily, and I never leave them out with the cats because they will just eat them, and we don't need that, obviously. That would be a disaster and a half. So anyway, I'm going to play with these girls, feed them dinner, and then my husband will probably be home from work soon. Isn't that right? Even Evie likes the feather toys lately. She needs them because she's been crazy. Like I said, waking me up at the crack of dawn. It's rude. Stop doing that. And going after Clover. And Clover's like, can you please stop going after me? Whoop, sorry. I hit the camera. Okay, I'm going to focus on this. Okay, Clover. You crazy girl. This is her way of playing. She's odd, but she's had some unique struggles in life, so she's gonna be like that. What's currently on the cat menu? Well, Evie's usual. Evie gets special Royal Canin food because she's bougie. Clover is currently on, this is not focusing, Purina 1 grain-free. We've been trying to switch up flavors lately because she's been getting bored. And they both get some Nulo dry food to accompany this, but this ish is expensive, y'all, this Royal Canin stuff. So luckily, one of our cats can eat grocery store food. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday morning. I am heading to the post office because I need to mail something with tracking. So, gotta go there. I am in the car that needs the diagnostic. So, I'm going to drive it around a little bit after I go to the post office, plug in my monitor, see if I get any different results. I probably won't. But I gotta go out today anyway, so might as well try before I take the car to the shop tomorrow. So, that's what I'm up to. And then I have a sticker order that I think is supposed to get delivered today, so I don't really have anything else I need to do today, I think. So I might just film a bunch of YouTube videos today because once I get that order, I can film a haul and a lineup and a monthly plan with me. So that can set me up for the next couple weeks. All right, we are back. So it's time to pull out this and see if I'm still getting the same error, which I probably will, but might as well try. Okay, so this is the error I'm getting. I borrowed this from my dad, by the way. I'm sure this is just the cheap one you can get on Amazon, but that blinking light means my catalyst monitor is not ready, which is why I can't pass smog, and this code could be so many things. So I think that code is preventing the catalyst monitor from being ready. So that's why we're going to the shop tomorrow and spending probably the whole day trying to fix this car. That is going to be what we call a tomorrow problem, though, because that is literally the soonest the shop could get me in. So we'll figure that out tomorrow. Hi, Clover. Kitty. She's out of focus. I know. But yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow. Today, I'm going to chill because I've done pretty much everything I can possibly do about all the problems in my life. So I think I deserve a day off, maybe. Hey. This one keeps picking fights with the big cat today, and I'm like, girl, why are you running up to and chasing big cat if you don't actually want her to chase you back? Because she gets all mad. And she's like, I don't know. Hi, babe. You are a cutie. Not focusing on your pretty face, though. Oh, no. Over, cutie. You're such a cutie. Okay. You're silly. She's a little roidy. Just from getting a couple of inhalations of her inhaler. So that is one reason we wanted to go with the inhalable steroid and not the systemic or the pill version, just because she's been on the pill version before for a long time, and we really just needed to get it straight to her lungs. That's the important part. So plus she gets real riled up when she's on drugs. Funnily enough, while I'm at the post office delivered my mail for the day, which includes this fat package from Apple Blossom Prints. So that means I can film a haul, which is exciting. Don't really have big hauls lately. That's fine with me because I need to spend money on other stuff, but I hope people still like them. So I have this, and then I have an order from a while ago from Pink Leaf Prints. So then I can film all of that and then film a lineup for August, because a lot of these kits are for July and August. Hello, it is now Wednesday morning. I got up bright and early today to drop the car off at the shop. They're going to keep it for a bit, run their diagnostic, and hopefully give me a call in the afternoon with what is wrong, if anything. It was weird though, like I have to drive up, like I'm going to a shop like close to my parents' house, which is like half an hour from here, and I have to drive up like 2 massive hills on the freeway to get there, and it drives just fine. So it's weird that like there's no check engine light on, but it's throwing this code and the car drives normally and I can't pass smog. So hopefully they can figure something out. My sister picked me up from there and drove me back here, so she's gonna have to come get me again in order to go get the car from picking it up today. So, but she is the one who is taking the car eventually if we get this all sorted out. So it's good that I have her to help me out here. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my day. I feel like I'm just like on call waiting for somebody to call me. So maybe I can just relax. The last couple weeks, I feel like I can't relax because there's so much going on, but I also need to relax when I can. Hey everybody, it's Saturday morning. I think the last time I talked to you was Wednesday afternoon. The last couple days have been irritating. Thursday, I called the shop and they were saying how there's a code on the engine or on the post catalyst, whatever, and they inspected everything related to that system and there's nothing that looks visibly wrong or that doesn't seem to be working the way it's supposed to. So my sister ended up picking it up and driving it around to try and train the monitor. He'd been driving it around, the mechanic had been driving it around trying to reset the monitor, and it's still not going. And then they were like, well, we can replace your O2 sensors, but they don't seem like they have anything wrong with them. It's going to be like over $600, which I can afford, but I don't really feel like spending on a car that already has issues besides that. And there's no guarantee that it would work either. So my sister drove the car back to me. One moment. My sister drove the car back to me, and now I have like an almost empty gas tank when I had an almost full one before this whole procedure. And because I have the temporary permit until the end of September, I'm just going to keep driving it around. She had to leave for college yesterday, so the car was not ready for her. She took a different car. So I don't know. I think I'm going to drive it around this weekend a bit, give it a couple of trips. Like I drove to work just now because that's like a good, I feel, mixed use type of driving trip down the freeway. And then I'll drive it again tomorrow somewhere else. Probably need to get gas. The irony, of course, I think I've said this already, the irony of like wasting gas to try and pass a smog check in California. Which you probably know, gas in California is not cheap. It's right this year it's been better. The worst was definitely like 2022 when the war started in Europe. So like we were almost up to like $6 a gallon in SoCal, and in some places it was. Right now it's like $4.50, which for the summertime is not terrible. The year I graduated college, it was probably like $5 a gallon, which was why I moved out of my parents' house when I got a job, because my job was like an hour away from my parents' house. And I was paying basically the equivalent of a rent payment in gasoline. So yeah, it's manageable, but it's just so weird to be like burning gas into the air just to try and get a computer ready to pass smog check. And if it's still not working on Monday, like I still have time, but I'm gonna get in touch with, I don't know if every state has this, but they're called a smog referee, and you can kind of like explain what's going on and see what they say and maybe take it to one of their facilities. They're probably gonna tell me to F off, but I'm just like, I'm telling you, the mechanic, and it's a reputable mechanic, my dad trusts this guy. The mechanic says there's nothing wrong that could affect emissions, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so Thursday I was really like, I didn't feel very well. I was just really stressed. Friday, yesterday, I felt a little better, but I just like did not do anything of interest. So that's why I haven't been vlogging. But last night we did go out to dinner, which I feel like we haven't done, just the two of us, in like about a month, which for us is a long time. Normally we try and go out like every Friday. It's just something that's important to us. And we checked out a new place this week. There we found a sushi restaurant called Tokyo Table. It's in the Tahoe Park neighborhood, and I think it just opened a couple weeks ago. So we're like, let's try it out. I don't mind trying places if they end up not being what I expected, like, because I just like the experience of trying a new place. But it was really good. Staff was great. The fish was actually quite fresh, which was surprising. So it was nice. It was a nice experience. We sat outside on the patio. Yesterday was like weirdly cloudy and muggy in the evening. I have no idea what my hair looks like, by the way, so sorry if I look insane. Not insane, but you know what I mean. I try to do these drives with this car like as early as possible because obviously it gets hot, so, and don't want to overheat. So yeah, I'm gonna run the monitor, see if this did anything, drive home, run the monitor again, and then Probably today is going to be similar to yesterday where I just kind of like relax. Oh, I have a job interview on Monday, a different one. So I had a job interview a couple weeks ago for like a full-time non-teaching job. It was still related to education, but it wasn't for teaching. And I think I said this at the beginning of this vlog, actually. Sorry that I'm repeating myself. But they finally, I knew I didn't get it because they didn't contact me the day after like they said they would if I was a finalist, but they did send an email. This was the order of events yesterday. No, sorry, this happened on Thursday. Dealt with the car and the disappointment of that. Got a call from a different community college who wanted to interview me. The person who I called back on Monday, she finally called me on Thursday and was like, sorry, it's just been crazy. I'm like, no, I get it. It's summer. Like, it's totally fine. So we finally scheduled a Zoom interview for this upcoming Monday, which is exciting. She seemed really nice, so I hope it goes well. She was also already asking me about my availability during the semester, like class times, so I feel like that's a good sign. We'll see. I don't want to jinx it, but I got a good vibe, which is nice. And then after we set that up, I checked my email, and the full-time job that I interviewed for, HR sent out a thing that I didn't get it. And like, we hope this doesn't discourage you from applying for other opportunities. I'm like, I get it. But it was just a funny order of events. So yeah, I got to prep for that. But other than that, I need to like chill this weekend just so I'm in a good headspace for that on Monday. Because when I get too anxious before job interviews, it does not end up going well. This is a long clip of me sitting in the car. But I feel like the car is a very big character in this weekly vlog. I didn't bring my coffee with me, which is probably a mistake. But I'm going right home anyway. I'm like 15 minutes from home, I think. Life. Clover. Evie, what you looking at? Nothing. So soft. Such a nice purr. And so our neighbors slash friends have decided to give us their grill. So Nathan's putting it out back. Evie's like suspicious because she's just always suspicious about anything we do. Very judgmental. Also, our friend was in here just a little bit ago, and there's Nathan. She gets freaked out whenever any strangers come by. So now she's like, what the heck is this? You can barbecue meats, Evie. You like meats. So it needs to be cleaned up, but basically our friend doesn't want it anymore, I guess. So it's ours now, Evie. For some reason, she doesn't like when she sees us out there. Like, it's us, but she like gets nervous. She's just a nervous cat, aren't you, babe? I don't know why this window looks so dirty in the camera. It does not look that dirty in real life, I promise. Hey, so it is now Saturday night. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I did scratch my nose earlier. So if you see that in future clips, don't worry. I always injure myself in the dumbest ways, but basically I was like scratching the outside of my nose, and I guess my nail just like sliced right through my skin, and then I looked in the mirror like half an hour later and I was like, oh, that does not look good. Same thing happened to my toe earlier today, so I think it's just so dry right now that my skin is like paper thin. Anyway, Nathan went to go see a movie with some friends. The only reason I didn't go is that they're seeing, I think, Longlegs, and I'm not a horror movie person. Just, it would keep me up at night, so they're gonna go do that. I have Great British Bake Off going in the living room. I was just back in the office here to check a video I was exporting. So I'm going to make sure that that worked because I have been having some issues with exporting videos lately, and my computer is getting, it didn't work. So I'm going to have to do that again. think I need to clear some more hard drive space. Story of my life. Like I mentioned, my computer is getting older. It was actually my husband's computer in college, and he got a newer one like 4 years ago, and so that's why I have this one. But yeah, that's annoying when it like pretends like it exports, but then it doesn't. Yeah, also earlier I pulled stickers for a plan with me, so I'm like 4 weeks behind again. I was caught up, and then I changed my mind about what kit I wanted to use for the second week of July. So the other day, my kits from Apple Blossom Prints came in, so I could pull stickers for the aquarium plan with me. And so I did that this afternoon. So yeah, I'll film that. I don't know when. I don't like to like keep myself on too strict of a schedule for filming plan with me, just because I like to keep it fun, you know? So if I'm not feeling it that day, then no big deal. I just either film something else or we get behind. It's fine. This is not obviously my livelihood. So yeah, I'll film that when I can. I'm just getting out my external hard drive so that I can take some stuff off of my normal hard drive and then hopefully export that video again. But yeah, that's all I got going for Saturday night. Nathan's probably going to be out late. I'll watch some TV as I typically do. And the cats are having their post-dinner nap, so they're not bugging me right now. It's fine if they do bug me, but sometimes it's nice for them to just do their own thing so that I can do my own thing. I know I'm hunching horribly here. This is not normally how I sit at this desk, but because I've got the camera like on this makeshift tripod situation, I want to make sure you can actually see me. So yeah. Tomorrow I'm probably going to take the car out again, and then I think I want to, well, first of all, we want to plan some New Zealand activities for our trip later this year. And then also I want to start narrowing down what outfits I'm packing for next weekend to go to our friend's wedding. It's a pretty casual wedding from what I can tell. I hope I'm not wrong. So I'm considering just some like sundresses and things like that. So I'll try those on tomorrow and kind of figure out what I'm doing from there. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. Hey there, it's Sunday afternoon. It's been a pretty low-key day. I took the car out, drove it around. The code came back on the scanner, so that's fun. I'm leaning more towards maybe I actually have to do a repair. That's fine. But I came home, showered, and then we've just spent the afternoon planning more details of our New Zealand trip. I feel like we've been planning this trip for a million years, but I guess it's good because it means we have more and more of a clear idea and a well-planned idea of what we actually want to do. Like when we've gone on trips before, I feel like we've either over-planned or under-planned. So since we've been talking about this for at least a year, seriously, we are getting really specific information about where we want to go. It is really cool. I found out. So there's this place called the International Antarctic Center in Christchurch, New Zealand. I was like, that's like a nice to do thing. Like it's not a must to do. But then I found out it's like a 1-minute walk from the Christchurch airport. So I'm like, maybe we should just go. It's like, I guess that area used to be like kind of a staging area for people, like the first like expeditioners to Antarctica. And so they have this center where you can like learn more about that and see penguins and also like go into, I was just about to scratch the scratch on my nose because it's itchy. But like they have like a sub-zero room or something, which is hilarious and terrifying and cool all at the same time. So yeah, stuff like that. And I'm just finding a lot of the places we're going in New Zealand and like hotel. I mean, I know why we picked the hotels that we picked. It's because they are accessible by bus and everything between the airport and all of that and all the things we want to do. So like, it's just we picked those hotels so long ago that I've forgotten how like easy it's going to be to get from place to place. So yeah. And like we're staying at Rotorua at one point, and like literally the hotel we picked is so adorable. and is right near like some gardens and some thermal hot springs and a lake and all of that. So, and it's not a very expensive hotel either, which is mind blowing. So, really looking forward to this trip. It's not for another few months. Still waiting, but yeah, we're trying to like narrow down what things we need to actually book because there's plenty of things that we could. Oh, my nose is so itchy, but I need to be careful where I scratch it. What things we actually need to book versus what things like don't really need a booking. We can just walk up the day of. So yeah, just trying to do more trip planning. Nathan is getting groceries right now, so I will put all those away when he gets home. And then that's kind of the end of the weekend. There's not really going to be anything else exciting. I've been debating today whether or not I need to buy new sandals for next weekend, but I think I'm leaning towards no. This happens every time. Like, all my shoes are technically falling apart, but I only end up getting rid of the ones that literally have holes in them. I keep all the other ones most of the time, unless they're just really uncomfortable. And so I thought I was going to need to get new sandals, but like my Steve Madden sandals that are kind of like out of trend, but I still think they're cute. They're like floral. Those are like 15 years old at this point, but they're leather, and so they've held up really well. And that's good, right? Like, you should hold on to stuff that still works. So I think I'm just going to pack those and maybe my Tom's flats. The only thing is I don't want to wear those outside that much, like in dirt or grass, because they'll get stained. So I love white shoes, the look of them, but I do not know how to keep them clean. So if you have any tips for me on that, well, let me know. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off here. I will maybe talk to you later. See those white shoes right there? Yeah, those are so dirty, but at least I can probably throw those ones in the laundry. I can't throw my Tom's flats in the laundry. Sleepy Evie and Sleepy Angel Clover. So we got our new to us barbecue. And then Nathan decided to finally get the string lights that we've been talking about. So those look cute. So yeah, I think that'll be a cute way to make our back patio a little more enjoyable here at the end of summer. We're finally getting around to it. But I'm going to go ahead and close off this weekly vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like weekly vlogs. I think I'm going to try and do one for this next week as well because we got a lot of fun plans. But yeah, I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.